everybody, it's Jasmine. So today I finally have my review on ShopMissA's two brand new brush set and their new Paw Paw charity sponge, their revamped version. Originally I was not going to do my review on this, but you guys have been begging me, and you know what? I'm going to quickly just mention it real quick in this video. So how I'm going to do this video format, since I'm going to be reviewing two different brush... Damn it! Like I was saying, since I'm doing two different brush reviews, this review, when I do the demo, it's going to be just a little bit all over the place, but I just want to show you guys the brush and the application portion. So it's not going to be like a full tutorial with like base, brows, eyes, foundation, you know what I mean? It's not going to be in order with how I do my makeup. I'm just going to simply be showing you guys how I use the brush. Let's start off simply with the sponge. Now, the Paw Paw Charity Sponge, I already have a full dedicated review on my channel. That's actually the first video that ShopMissA found me on, which is so crazy. And then they put it on their website, and then next thing you know, I was an affiliate, and I was like, oh my god. In all honesty, I don't really see a difference. I do think that it expands the same. I genuinely feel like it's a color difference, maybe just a little bit more squishy, a little bit more kind of like memory foam. It takes a little longer, not even that much longer, a little longer for it to plump back up to its original size. I did just clean it right now, and what I have to tell you guys, because I know a lot of people are probably going to wonder, does the color run like the original Beauty Blender, being that this is more of a hotter pink? Well, it does run, but not as much. I actually just washed Michaela's original Beauty Blender, and hers ran like crazy. This one, yes, the color does run, but it's not as much. I honestly think that the main difference within this sponge and the older sponge is that this one has more of a softer texture on the exterior. It's not anything really different though. Like with the application, it was the exact same. The touch is just a little bit different, I feel like, and then the color. So it's still the same. I still really love it. I think that this is still my #1 sponge no matter what. And I really like the fact that this Paw Paw charity sponge donates 55 cents to charity, and I really love that about ShopMissA, how they're really charitable and they give back. Along with being charitable, ShopMissA just brought out their A+ education charity, and this is the first in their line, which is a 10-piece brush set. So I'm actually going to read you a little bit more about their charity and what it's for. With the support from our amazing customers, we were able to start a new charity program that Miss A called the A+ Education Charity. Products sold through this A+ collection will help us support children's education, from providing school supplies and books, building schools where needed, and much more. Thank you so much. Our first product, we introduced the 10-piece bamboo brush set. These high-quality vegan brushes were designed to look like pencils to go with the charity theme. The face brushes come with a mesh brush guard to help keep brushes protected and in their original shape. It pretty much just says it comes with their canvas bag that I just showed you. It's easy to clean, convenient for travel, and that's pretty much all that they say about the collection as a whole. So I'm actually going to talk about the brushes individually, since I, again, have two brush sets. So I'm actually going to start off with this one, and just like Sigma brushes and pretty much a lot of other brushes, they label their face brushes with the letter F and then their eye brushes with the letter E to kind of help you guys differentiate what it's for, which one's which. So I'm just going to start off with the face brushes, and I'm actually going to go in order of telling you guys the brushes as well as their function and how I used it. The first brush that I have is the F26. This is their dome top buffer brush. This is great for applying mineral and powder foundation. This brush is best for a natural finish. Now, I use this actually as my bronzer brush because I like a domed brush for my bronzer. I don't use mineral powders, and I actually watched ShopMissA's Instagram story whenever they were talking about these brushes and how to use it, and I was like, you know what, I really don't do powder foundations at all, but I said, you know, I I will make it work, and I really liked it for bronzer. It's a little bit bigger than the other brush that I use from ShopMissA. I believe it's the F24 in their foam ink line. As most of you guys know, I really use the crap out of those brushes. I feel like I now have like that healthy sun-kissed bronze as opposed to something that is a little bit more concentrated in my cheekbones. I really like that look, and it looks really natural like it claims. So I'm actually really surprised. And by the way, this is the first time I'm reading the claims of these brushes, so I'm going to tell you guys what is actually true and what actually isn't. The next one here is the F27. This is their flat top buffer brush, and this one is very similar in shape and almost in texture to the Sigma F80 flat top kabuki. Now the only difference I know from experience with the Sigma one is that Sigma's is a little bit more firm. This one has just a little bit more flimsiness to it, so it works really well with powder. Now the claim is that this one will give you more full coverage when applying mineral or powder foundation. Again, I don't use mineral or powder foundation, but what I did do is I used my banana powder to set my face today, and I thought it gave me a really nice, flawless, even finish. I don't think it gave me more coverage though. I noticed that this brush gives me a better evenness as opposed to the other flat top brush from the foam ink line. I felt like that one made my face look just a little bit more dry. It could be the fact that the A+ one has a dual fiber finish. That could be it. The next brush here is the F28, which is the large face brush. This one says to be a super soft large face brush that can be used for powder, blush, or bronzer. I actually did use this one for blush, and in all honesty, I don't feel like this personally is the best blush brush I ever used. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get my full use out of this one because I like my brushes to be just a little bit smaller. I don't really like big face brushes in general. So this one might just be good for me to dust off any bakeage, but I don't really bake anymore. That's another thing that I don't do anymore. So I'm really not sure. Maybe I'll ease my way into it, but I don't think that this brush for me is going to be something that I use in the long run or something that I use very frequently. The F29 is the flat foundation brush, and I feel like a lot of companies come out with a flat foundation brush whenever they come out with a brush set, and I genuinely don't use face brushes like that. I really don't see the point in it because blenders are a thing. I feel like a lot of people use like flat top kabuki brushes to blend in their foundations, denser packed brushes, and I just feel like these ones don't really do much, but I did try. I did try and use it, and I did use it to conceal a pimple, and that was okay. But I mean, if you are gonna use this, and I feel like the way I would use this is as a face mask brush, because this one will help not make your hands dirty. It will do the job for you. The F30 is the precise highlight brush. Honestly, I would have not guessed that this was a highlight brush, and that is not what I use this for. So if you guys know me, you guys actually know that I love to buff out my concealer with a big dense brush. This one isn't too dense though. I do feel like there is a lot of flimsiness to it, but I use it to buff out my concealer nonetheless. So this one says it's small and compact and is perfect for applying and buffing out powder, cream, or liquid highlighter. It can also be used to blend in concealer and large areas of the face. Again, it's a dual fiber brush, so it can work with both powder and liquid, and I really like this brush. I think that I can't use enough of it. I have a lot of these in my collection, and it's just good. It's really good in general. E140 is the angled blending brush, and that's actually what I used it for. I did use it to blend out the colors that I did pack onto my eyes, and this says it's great for blending out eyeshadow, applying highlighter, and contouring the nose. So this one does have an angle, and I was actually thinking about contouring my nose with this, but I decided, you know what, I'm actually going to try and use this on my eyes because I never really use angled brushes for my eyes, and this one actually looked really fluffy, so I was actually really intrigued to apply this onto my eyes, and it works really well. These are actually really soft. All these brushes are really soft, so I can attest for them being really good with powder because they blend out very seamlessly. So I really like this one. E141 is the crease blending brush. Now this one is actually really similar to my Furless ME3. I use that one all the time. This one has a little bit more bristles in it. It's still very flimsy and it still works really, really well. If you are comparing this blending brush to the one that's in the foam mink line, or maybe the one from the All About Eye set, which is the Paw Paw charity line, I feel like this one feels very similar to the one in the Paw Paw charity line. I know that they're very similar by use. I think that they both blend out pretty much the same on the eyes, but you know what? You can never have too many blending brushes. That is one thing for sure. If you don't have the Paw Paw charity set and you just need a blending brush or just an all-around set, then this is actually really, really good. E142 is a precise pencil brush. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with pencil brushes because I feel like sometimes it can make your eye look really, really good. If you're like me, you probably applied this on your lower lash line and it made your eyeshadows really, really pigmented for no reason. And this one is very firm. It's firmer than I anticipated. It's nothing like my Sigma E30, which is the pencil brush that I like to use. So this one, I feel like it might get worn a little bit the more times I wash it. I'm hoping that's the case because I really don't like my pencil brushes to be hard like this. This one also says it's good for applying color on the lower lash line, also deepening out the outer corner of the eye, and also amazing to add a highlighter in the inner corner of the eye. I probably would not use this in the outer corner either. I feel like it's too dense for that, but if you're really into like those intense cut creases with that intense line, I could probably see that. I could see that working out for you, but for me, I need soft brushes. I need really soft, flimsy brushes. E142 is the flat eye brush. Now this one says it's best to apply liquid or cream eye primer, base or shadow. Also perfect for applying concealer under the eye area to hide dark circles. Now I actually use this to carve out my eyebrow because I love concealer brushes like this. I cannot have enough. I have some from BH, ShopMissA, some random companies, and I'm so glad I have another one because I love them. And I know some people actually don't like these. There was a point in my life where I said I hate these type of brushes, but then I learned that I actually really, really like using it for cut creases, for my eyebrows, to apply eyeshadow. I feel like these are a very multi-use brush. Finally, for this brush set, we have E144, which is their angled eyebrow brush. So this one says you can apply your eyebrow gel, pomade, or powder to the brows and blend out. This angle shape is also great for blending out eyeliner onto your lash line. So I actually did use this for my eyebrow powder. As most of you guys know, I actually like going in with powder on top of any other brow product that I'm using because I feel like it makes my eyebrows look the best. So this actually applied my powder really, really well. Is it better than my Sigma E75? Is it better though? You know what? This is a close runner-up. I really feel like this is a close runner-up. If you're comparing this one to the one in the All About Eye set, I like this brow brush way better. I do wish that this one had a spoolie on the other side like the Paw Paw charity set, but you know what? Either way, spoolie or no spoolie, this brush itself is really, really good and I like it way better. The next brush set is the Bon Voyage brushes. Now this brush case though, I think that this is so sleek and I really do see myself using this for school. This is so nice. It has a little mini interior pouch inside that you can hold maybe things that are easy to misplace, and I really, really like it. I could see myself using it for other articles of makeup, and this brush set is just all mesh. It's so sleek. I don't know, there's something about this that looks really, really nice. Plus the silver handles on these brushes look absolutely stunning. Let me just read you guys a little bit more about this brush set. Introducing AOA Studio Bon Voyage 10-piece brush set, a collection of 10 full-size, super soft vegan makeup brushes that help you cover, sculpt, blend, and highlight a flawless full-face look. The brushes feature a gorgeous silver handle with silver ferrules, which firmly secure the ultra-plush, velvety bristles for minimal shedding. Curated for that perfect set that you can take anywhere with you. You will not find this brush set anywhere other than from the AOA Studio. So again, you get 5 face brushes, 5 eye brushes, and then you also get the mesh case. And it also says that you can hold around 15 to 20 brushes in this case. So if you need any more brushes to travel with, you have it all here. I did mention in the A+ charity line that they had a brush guard. So this is the brush guard that helps mold your brushes. So pretty much, let me just get a random brush. You pretty much just slide it through with the handle in first, and then like this. So this is also good if you're drying your brushes and then you have like a cup or something. You could just like put it down just a little bit further and then dry it head down into the cup, and it'll help clean your brushes that way as well when you're traveling. I know I'm going to forget, so I'm going to first mention it. There is only one brush that I did not use in this brush set, and that's because whenever I have this type of brush, because this is a dupe for a Delium Tools brush that I own, this one I like to use with gel eyeliner, and you know, as most of you guys know, I'm not home. I just don't have any gel eyeliner because I don't typically use gel liner. So let me talk about this one real quick. So this one is going to be the E149, which is your ultra precise eye brush. So this one is a dense but small brush, and it's excellent for applying color on the lower lash line, applying glitter to eye area, or applying gel eyeliner. Small square brush, as you guys can see, and I have had a tutorial where I did use the Delium Tools brush for the eyeliner application. I will try and find that video, and I will try and link it up here in the iCard so you guys can see how I use this type of brush. But this one has the exact same shape, feel to that Delium brush. Before I get into the brushes, I wanted to let you guys know that I got a lot of comments saying how these ones look very similar to the Foam Ink line, and I agree, but I have to disagree, because when using it and looking at the brushes itself, yes, these may have black hairs, but they are not the same. All of these brushes are all different. So in case you're wondering about that, I'm here to tell you guys the difference and what they're all about. So let's start off with the F31. This one is their strong contour brush, and honestly, I actually use this as like a finishing step to my bronzer because I didn't pack a contour either. Jesus Christ, help me. This is a flat top but fluffy brush, and it's perfect to apply a strong contour along the cheekbones, and I completely agree with that. I don't have a brush like this, and I have a lot of brushes, let me tell you. I have a lot of brushes. Now this one is pretty much going to look like a flat top kabuki brush, but it's really pinched, and it's very short in the brush size. So it's really good. I do think that it blends out really well considering how short the bristles are. I don't have any complaints as far as this contour brush goes because it did the job, and it did the job well. I don't typically contour, so I do have to use this a little bit more to see if I really like it for contour or if I just like it to use as a bronzer brush. The F32 is going to be your cheek brush. Now this one says you can apply blush on the cheeks, or you can use it to blend out bronzer or highlighter. Now I actually did not use it for any of those reasons. I actually used this to set my under eyes. So as most of you guys know, I have been loving to set my under eyes with a brush. I think I've been using, I think it might be the F35 by Sigma. I think that's the name of the brush. It might be F40. I've been using that to set my under eyes, and I thought that this one was the closest candidate towards that, and honestly it applied it very similarly. Although the texture, the shape of the brush is a little bit different, the way my under eyes look and the application was almost the exact same. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, or if you're looking to try out applying powder under the eyes, I would recommend this a lot. It also kind of, now that I look at it, resembles the Real Techniques setting brush without the dual fiber hairs. It's a multi-use brush. It's pinched in and it comes to a point. The F33 is your soft contour brush, and this one is a domed shape fluffy brush that will blend out your contour seamlessly. Again, I just use bronzer, and I first used this brush before I used that F31. So I used this one to deepen up the initial bronzer that I had, and I thought, wow, this one works really, really well. And I really am digging these little dome shapes on these brushes. I don't know what it is. At first I thought, ooh, I need a little pinched in brush that will fan out at the end to help make my contour, blush, or highlight look really good. But as of recently, these dome brushes have been really hitting the spot for me, and I think I just genuinely prefer this one over the F31. But either way, they both give a really good contour effect to the face, and this one I feel like just does a better job in my opinion. F34 is your loose highlighter brush. This one is a tapered and fluffy brush that is perfect for applying loose highlighter. Now, I actually did not bring a loose highlighter with me either, but I'm guessing that they're insinuating that you use this one with the POW lighters that they have, and I could see that working very, very well. I am thinking that this one is very similar to maybe the Morphe M501. Maybe it's just a little bit smaller. I feel like this is the better highlighting brush within the bunch, because there is another one that I used for highlight and I didn't like it. So I feel like if you have a small face, or you really like that Instagram precise wet look, you know, that precise application of that beaming white highlight, then you'll probably really like this. I personally like it because I feel like it gives me what I need, and I feel like I do have a small face. So as I mentioned before about that other highlighting brush, this one is going to be the F35, the mini fan brush. So this one is for strobing or highlighter application, or you could use this one to dust off fallout from under your eyes. Now, I did use this one initially before the other highlighting brush, the one that I just mentioned, and I felt like this did nothing for me. I felt like I just kept going into my pan and having to apply it. This one honestly looks like a nail brush, and I think that this is the worst brush out of the entire collection. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, but I think that this is the worst one out of the collection. I don't think that it gives me much highlighter application. I don't know. There's something about it being way too flimsy. There's not enough hairs. There's just better highlighting brushes out there. So it was good to try. I'll give it that. It was good to try, but I don't think I want to keep this. Let's move on into the eye brushes with the E145. So this one is a large eye brush to blend out all colors seamlessly. Honestly, I think it's a little too dense for my liking to blend out colors. So what I would use this brush for is actually either to apply powder under my eyes, or what I did here is I applied it onto my eyes as a base. Most of you guys know I always set my eyes with the eyeshadow before I go in with my transitions or anything that I will be applying on my eyes in general. Maybe if you have a really small face, maybe you can contour your cheeks with it. Maybe if you have a larger surface area on your nose, maybe you could use this one to contour just a little. Pretty much this brush is universal. It's pretty much the question of how will you use it and how will it benefit you. The E146 is going to be your all-over lid brush, and this one says you can apply colors all over your eyelid. That's the only description. But let me tell you something. A little secret between you and I. This is the exact dupe for the Sigma E32 that I use in every single damn tutorial. This is the exact same brush. I kid you not. It has the same style, it's the same amount of domeness, it's the exact same thing. The only difference is the brush handle. It's so good. I love this for my lower lash line because it really does blend out everything. So you'll see me here just blend out that crazy brown eyeshadow, and it works really, really well. It's so soft. This is an exact dupe. I highly recommend this kit just for this brush. I'm so crazy for that. But honestly, it's so good. If you don't have the Sigma E32, you are missing out on life. You are missing out on your lower lash line blend. It's the best brush in Sigma's line, and I'm so glad that there's a cheaper alternative in my hands. We have another angled brush here. This one is going to be the E147, which is your slanted smudge brush. This is used for a smoky eye look and blending out the eyelash line. Now, I actually use this for my brow pomade, and this, to me, was extremely easy to use for some weird reason. It could be because this is so dense, and when I ran my finger through it, it had no type of flimsiness to it, so it was very, very stiff, and I thought to myself, oh my god, this is gonna be so good for my eyebrow pomade. And yeah, I did my eyebrow pomade step in literally less than 30 seconds. It is a little bit larger in size than my other eyebrow brushes, but honestly, you're saving so much time when you use this. So if you have this brush set and you're wondering about this large angle brush, I highly recommend that you use your brow pomades with it, because it will change your eyebrow game. And I am considering changing my Sigma E65. I've been using that for years, literally years, for my eyebrows, and I think now I might have to change it up a little bit. Finally, the last brush here is the E148, which is their detailer brush. This is a flat, dense brush that can be used to clean up lip lines and eyebrow lines with concealer, the perfect detailer brush to get the job done. Now, I actually was going to use this for concealer under my eyebrows, but you guys already saw that I used another brush. So what I did was I actually used this one for my lips, even though I don't ever use a lip brush, but I thought, you know what, this is kind of something a little different on my channel. Let me just do it for the one time. I really like this one. It's really convenient. I have a lot of them. I gave a lot to Michaela. So these ones never go out of style, and kind of like your blending brushes, you can't have enough of flat brushes, like I said. So that completes the actual review part of this video. Now let's talk about the pros and cons with each brush set. Now there are brushes that I feel like I will use and won't use in both of these brush sets. Now it's up to you if you feel like you'll get your full use out of it. I know so many people, like my best friend Michaela, will probably use every single brush in this kit, and I know that people like me will probably use every single brush in this kit, excluding that mini fan brush. But that's just me. I guess what I'm trying to say is that being that I spent $10 on both of these, how do I really feel? I genuinely feel like this is a good set, but since I have so many brushes, I feel like I have all of these. But I will give it this. I will be keeping the brushes. I will be keeping all of them. But I do think that the 3 brushes I am kind of disappointed about, and I'm not going to get my full use out of, is going to be that large powder brush, the foundation brush, and then this pencil brush. I don't really see myself going back to it as much, and I don't really see myself being satisfied, even though it gave me my completed look, even though I know that it will help my look like whenever I need something. But I don't know, there's just so many other brushes out there, even by ShopMissA, even by Sigma, even, I don't want to say Morphe because I don't like Morphe brushes. That's one thing about me, I don't like Morphe brushes. But there is a lot of other brushes that I feel like are comparable and are better, so I don't really like those 3. As far as the Bon Voyage is concerned, I do feel like the only brush that I'm really upset about is this fan brush. This had to go, sis. I'm sorry, like this is not it. I feel like they should have replaced it with another type of eye brush, maybe something similar to the E40 by Sigma, maybe something a little similar to that. So I guess to wrap it up, I like this brush set a little bit better than this one, but I do like the fact that this one donates to charity. The sponge is good. Again, it's still my #1 sponge, and I always will recommend it. This one is amazing. This is way better than the regular sponges. The Paw Paw one is the best. And I guess that wraps it up, you guys. Thank you guys so much for requesting to see more reviews. Thank you guys for loving my honesty within my reviews too. I know that, you know, a lot of brands are not open with honesty, and I can almost guarantee you that the brands that I'm affiliated with, whether it be Sigma, Juno & Co., ShopMissA, Glam by Carly, whoever it is, whoever I'm affiliated with, they know that I give honest ass reviews, and I'm so happy that they are open to that. And I stand by giving you guys my honest reviews, even if I buy my own products like these, even if I was sent product, which is pretty rare. But whatever the circumstances, I'm going to give my honest reviews, because you guys, at the end of the day, you guys as well as myself are consumers, and we are out here buying things so so that we know that we're gonna use it and we're gonna like it. So if you love or hate my reviews, like, thank you so much for watching, because I'm only here to help you guys make your decision on what to and what not to buy. So I hope all of the demonstrations, my thoughts and everything were helpful, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.